Guys, welcome back to another room reveal. Today I'm going to share with you Abby's mermaid bedroom. Abby has always been obsessed with mermaids. Her favorite Disney princess is Ariel the Mermaid, so about 6 months ago I got her this pillow that I saw online. She loved it. So when she found out a couple of weeks ago she was getting her own bedroom, she wanted to have a mermaid theme and base the colors on this pillow, of course. And then she asked if she could have an Ariel the Mermaid bedroom, but sophisticated and grown up. A sophisticated Ariel the Mermaid bedroom. And I was like, I could probably maybe do that. And Joe then let me know that we had a budget of $0 to work with. He didn't want me spending money on this makeover. So, sophisticated grown up Ariel the Mermaid without spending any money? Challenge accepted.
So Abby's room before was the office and it was upstairs. We decided to move the office downstairs and Abby upstairs, obviously, so she could have her own room. And it was painted this really dark gray, but we covered it with this Canadian Tire's Premier paint. And Abby chose the color Caribbean Sea, which is so beautiful, and I think it's the perfect mermaid color. So just 2 quick coats later, no priming required. I love, love, love this color that it turned out. So I hung the curtains and then I hung the artwork first. And I have a trick for hanging like a gallery wall. It's so simple. I printed some pictures off the internet and I used some dollar store frames. And then I marked where I wanted to hang everything with some painter's tape and leveled that with a level. Now just using 3M command strips, I went ahead and pressed them, lining them up against the tape and measuring the distance in between for a simple, easy, quick way to hang a gorgeous gallery wall. Then I added a couple of seashells to the ends of the pictures just to finish it off. I saw this great jellyfish project on Pinterest using some dollar store paper lanterns and some different ribbon and tulle. I can't wait to show you the reveal with this. With just a few dollars, I made gorgeous little jellyfish. When I was cleaning up my craft room, I found this chandelier and a couple of coats of spray paint, and then Abby added some jewels all on her own. This was such a great find because it was free, something I already had, I completely forgot about in the closet, and it looks fabulous in her room. Using a scrap piece of wood, I made this really cool "look at this stuff, isn't it neat" sign, and then I'm adding some of this fishing net I got from Michael's. I had it left over from an old project underneath to create a really cool project that, again, I saw on Pinterest, and I think it looks so good. I can't wait to share with you the final reveal of this. Finally, we just moved in all the furniture and we're ready.
So before I show you the final reveal and Abby's surprise reaction, I wanted to talk budget with you. I know what you're saying. You said you had no budget for this room. We don't. We didn't technically, but we sold over $400 worth of things from their old shared bedroom, which enabled us to split that for each of the girls. So we have about we had $170 to spend on this room, and we spent about $160, and I'm gonna do a full budget breakdown at the end. I mean, technically, I didn't spend any money, Joe, because we used the money from things we sold. So here we go with the reveal.
I love it. So welcome to Abby's grown-up, sophisticated Ariel the Mermaid bedroom. I am in love with this color. This color is called Caribbean Sea or Caribbean Sea, and I think it's the perfect mermaid color. It's so soft, but it's also really fun, and it looks great with different shades of purple. And there's some whimsical things in here as well, but it's so inexpensive to do a beach theme. You basically just have to, hot glue seashells on things, and it really looks beachy. I love that there's little Ariel the Mermaid touches in here, like that sign and that Ariel stuffed animal and the thing like the silhouette picture frames, but it's not like in-your-face Disney princess. And I'm in love with these jellyfish. She leaves them on at night as a nightlight, and they're beautiful. All in all, I was really able to shop my home for a lot of the beach decor, and stick to a really small budget. And I love that this is a room that, even though it's like an Ariel, you know, the mermaid bedroom, it's something she can have right up until she's a teenager. So let's do a breakdown of the budget. Since we already had all the furniture and bedding, we really didn't have to spend too much money, just $30 on these curtain panels here, and it was $4.99 from Amazon for these circle decorations hanging on the bar. These two Ottomans I got from HomeSense for $30 each, and I grabbed this pillow off my bed upstairs and I cut out some felt that I already had and I glued on some seashells. I got a package of seashells from Michael's for $11 and you see them throughout the room. And all of this netting, fish netting, and sea glass, I actually used the same supplies I had for this centerpiece that I did a couple of weeks ago. I'll put the link in the description to this video. These are such an awesome little craft. I got these paper lanterns from the dollar store. I used $6.99 tulle from Michael's. I sliced it, hot glued it, and filled them with Christmas lights that I already had. These picture frames were such a good deal at just $1.25 each from the dollar store, and I printed these pictures off of my computer and just put them in there and glued a couple of seashells. This sign, I just painted a scrap piece of wood and I used my Cricut and some vinyl to cut out the lettering, and the leftover netting that I had from that centerpiece project I hung underneath her little shelf here. The chandelier we already had, so I did buy a can of spray paint which I used for her letters over her shelf and for the chandelier, and just seashells and little things like that that were purchased. I stole this from my centerpiece, this lantern, and I had some Christmas lights already in the house that I used. So I did spend probably almost $20 on seashells, and the rest of the craft supplies I already had. So it pays sometimes to be a little bit of a craft supply hoarder. All in all, this room was a really good price to put together, and I think it turned out so pretty.
I hope you enjoyed Abby's mermaid bedroom makeover on a budget, and stay tuned, there's lots more makeover videos coming. We have Milo's superhero room, the downstairs office, my craft room, and mud room all coming up soon. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. Today I want to talk about my cat. I have this really old, like, decrepit cat named Mister. Probably seen her because she's always on my bed. Constantly. So you've probably seen that weird colored looking thing. She's a little haggard on my bed. That's Mister, and she is a trip. She's a 16, very old, crotchety. She's been crotchety since she was a kitten. She was sick last week, really sick this week actually. For 4 days she was vomiting like uncontrollably, and she's always had hairballs. She's always like been that cat, but this was awful. So I thought, you know, this is it. It's time to put her down. So we made an appointment for the next morning at 9:30 to put her down, and I swear to you, it was like, I think she heard me. I told the kids, we put it on Facebook. I was like crying, and it was really emotional. She's like, she worked out some old, I guess, with all the vomiting, because she's like, oh, just better. It just stopped. The puking 100% stopped, and she is happier and more vibrant than ever, and she's like jumping around and playful and purring. And so she's like, you can't put me down for having the flu, lady. Let's talk about my cat, because the day is coming. It is coming soon. She's blind. She doesn't use the litter box. She uses pee pads around the litter box, yet she's always covered in litter. I don't know why. And she like sleeps in my bed, so she'll bring that litter to my bed. I'm not sure how. She stopped grooming herself about a year ago, and so I have to bath her now, but she like attacks me when I bath her. So a lot of the times it's like I try to get her while she's sleeping and like wet wipe her, and she can't jump up on the sink, but she will only drink out of a tap with running water. She won't drink out of a bowl like a peasant on the floor, like and she won't drink out of a toilet or anything. It has to be running water, not full run, a trickle. She's very particular. So I have to pick her up on the sink and wait for her to be done and put her back down. She will bite everyone and anyone who even attempts to look at her. She will attack you. except me and Milo. And Milo, the only reason he doesn't get attacked is because he got attacked so much as a baby. He was relentless. He would try to pet her, she'd bite him, there'd be blood everywhere. I'd be like, oh my God, don't touch the cat. The cat is evil. Only mommy can touch the cat. And this probably went on for a year of him like every day trying to touch the cat would bite him, he would cry. It was like, stop touching the cat will bite you. And now she just doesn't bite him. He's like mauling with, no one else can touch that cat. Joe he loves the cat, but he also hates the cat because she sleeps on his head every night, like curled up around his head, and if he doesn't shower before bed, she'll eat his gel while he's sleeping. She'll lick his gel out of his hair. And he picks her up, he puts her at the end of the bed, and she'll wait till he goes to sleep, and she'll like slowly creep back up, and she'll curl around his head, and she'll lick his head while he sleeps. And it's just hilarious. Like, I just think if anyone was to be like, why are you keeping this Crypt Keeper cat alive? But she's super happy, and these are just the things you do for your geriatric old pets, right? You carry them around, you clean their urine off the floor. But I love her, and I had to share with you because the day is coming, unfortunately, and I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready, and she's obviously not ready. She's fighting against it. So we have her for a little while longer, which makes me, not Joe, but makes me very happy. So I thought I'd share with you about my kitty. Anyways, thanks so much. I'll see you next time. For those of you who just watch me talk about my cat, before you say, you know, that I need to put her down because she's suffering or whatever, she is a little derpy. Can I just say, she's always been derpy. When she was 6 months old, she fell from a 4-story window. She jumped out of a 4-story window. There was no screen at this apartment building I was living on, and she fell 4 stories. And she was totally fine, except I'm pretty sure it messed up her noggin a little bit because she's never been all right. She's always like attack strangers, and she's pretty much had vision problems, and you know, just bit everyone, and she's my derpy old geriatric crazy cat, and I love her. So no negative comments about my baby.